I am personally very excited about our special guest here today, Ariel Helwani, MMA journalist and creator. Ariel, how are we doing today? Where are you calling us from?
My guy, Thomas, it's such a great honor and pleasure and privilege for me to be here with all of you. This is a great day. You guys are doing incredible things. I am coming to you from my studio here in the heart of New York City, Lower Manhattan to be exact. As you can see, always repping Syracuse right over there. Out of the Orange has been with me for well over a decade. It's great to be here. Thank you so much for the invite, and I love what you guys are doing and what you're all about. So, like I said, huge honor for me.
Ariel, first off, your setup is absolutely amazing, and the cherry on top, of course, as you just mentioned, is the auto in the back left. So we appreciate the Orange Pride as always. So Ariel, to start, could you tell us a little bit about your journey at Syracuse University and kind of how it resulted into where you ended up today?
I would love to. I arrived in August of 2001, believe it or not. I feel like I'm getting very old speaking to you young bucks, but I was a kid who loved everything that Syracuse had to offer. I wanted to be the next Marv Albert, Bob Costas, Mike Tirico, these great broadcasters who, of course, went to Newhouse. And I was very excited about the opportunity, the journey to learn and try to fulfill these dreams. I grew up in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and so I wanted to go to the #1 broadcast journalism school in the country, in the world, dare I say, Syracuse. And so when I got in, I was super pumped. When I got there, though, for the first time in my life, I was surrounded by a lot of students who had the same dream that I had. They wanted to be as well the next Bob Costas, Marv Albert, Mike Tirico, all the greats that, walked through those halls. And so I've always been someone who likes to march to the beat of his own drum. And while I was around all these kids that wanted to be, basketball, baseball, football broadcasters, I was also a huge combat sports fan. And I remember telling my parents very early at Syracuse, hey, everyone here wants to be a traditional sports broadcaster. I love the fight game. I'm going to go down this road, because at the time, the UFC, MMA, a sport that I love, I was a fan of back then, it was only 8 years old and no one was really covering it professionally. And so what I did was I went to the Shine Student Center. I went to the basement. I found out that there was a station there called WERW. They had a little sign-up sheet, and I signed up for Saturday mornings to host my own combat sports show called The Main Event, which streamed live on werw.syr.edu to the world, which was a huge deal back then. Audio, streaming, what the heck, on the internet. And I would interview fighters, wrestlers, boxers, personalities from the world of fighting. And that's how it all started. And here we are 25 years later, and I'm doing the exact same show, just, in a bit of a bigger studio. But it all started there at the Shine Student Center.
Truly a full circle moment, to say the absolute least. And Ariel, as you might know, we are celebrating today a brand new men's basketball coach in GMAC. And correct me if I'm wrong, you were here during the legendary 2003 NCAA championship run. Could you tell us a little bit about what that was like for you as a student?
I sure was there, and it was unbelievable. Carmelo Anthony is one of my favorite players of all time. I'm a huge Knicks fan as well, so to first be introduced to him while I'm a student at Syracuse, so that was my sophomore year, 2022-2023 season, and that team was incredible. Obviously, Jim Boeheim, the coach, but Carmelo Anthony, G-Mac, Hakeem Warwick, all those guys, and it was just it was an amazing run. Syracuse's one and only basketball national championship, and now to see some 23 years later, G-Mac's the head coach after an incredible season with Siena, almost beating Duke in the first round, coaching Carmelo's son all these years later is incredible. I'm so happy for him. He was so much fun to watch. Sharpshooter, never missed that run, beating Kansas in the final game in New Orleans, I believe, to be exact. I think it was Texas in the Final Four. I might be dating myself here, but something to that effect. I do know they beat Kansas in the final game. It was amazing to see. It was amazing to be there. The energy, the vibes. I remember the Tuesday, the next day after the national championship game, no one was in class. I was a studious guy, Thomas, so I did show up, but I was one of the very few. I'll be honest. I was one of the very few. I was very, very determined to get good grades. It was just a great scene. It was wonderful, and I pray and hope that those days come back to campus very, very soon.
Yeah, I think we all do, and very noble of you, Ariel, for making it to class still. I don't know if I would be doing that, but respect to you for that. We have a lot of students who are content creators and looking to be journalists. So if you had any advice for them, what would it be?
Man, we could sit here for an hour and I could give you all kinds of advice, but off the top of my head, I would say this is a great life. I feel very, very blessed to be doing this, to create content, to give people entertainment, to give people an escape. There's a lot of stuff out there that could be a little bit depressing at times, give you anxiety. I try to provide entertainment for people, and I try to do so by informing the public, by bringing you great interviews, by telling you the news, all that stuff and more. And I take a lot of pride in that. I take a lot of pride in being a journalist who tells you the correct information, who speaks to sources and vets through all the noise, all the nonsense that is out there and tells you what's what, and tries to do so in a very unbiased and professional and down the middle type of way. So I love this job. And I would say if you're interested in this job, go for it. You only get one shot at this life. You only get one chance to live out your dreams. My new motto in life, Thomas, is, a lot of people say YOLO, you only live once. My new motto is YODO, you only die once. You live every day though. And so you should live every day to its fullest. You should try to extract as much as possible out of every day. Don't be 85. Don't be old and gray and say, man, I should have went for it. I should have zigged when I zagged. Don't have regrets. That could be the worst thing that you can live with. It's okay to fail, in my opinion, but it's not okay to have regrets. And so I say, if this is something you're passionate about, don't let other people deter you. Go out there, write your own story, create your own path, create your own journey. And the great thing about this life that we're living in now in the year 2026, technology and all the opportunities that are out there that weren't there when I was a student at Syracuse 25 years ago, you can really create your own job, life, occupation, industry. You could do it on your own at a very young age. And so be ambitious, go out there, be professional, learn from others. Reach out to people, be professional, be the type of person that other people want to work with, be courteous, be grateful, be all those things and more. And also look at what everyone else is doing. Look at what the landscape looks like, survey the landscape, take notes from here and there, and then create your own identity, create your own voice. And you could do it. There's no reason why I'm sitting here in New York City, a kid from Montreal. There's no reason why I'm here working the Olympics last month, working a Netflix card in May. I have no business being here. The only thing that happened to me was I was stupid enough to dream big. And if you dream big, good things will happen to you. And I think that that's the same for anyone out there.
All I can say is, wow, that was inspiring. That was meaningful. That was amazing. And I will be taking Yodo to heart. You should trademark that because that is pretty brilliant. Ariel, thank you so much for taking the time to be on this great broadcast today.